But basically, man, what I want to do is with this first one, since we can keep it kind of short, we don't have to go no whole. When I say short, just wherever the conversation takes us. But like essentially, our picks for the Super Bowl, and that's just going. We can just kind of talk about the Super
Wait.
Bowl. Oh Lord, have mercy, here you go already. So then, I mean, I might do a different voiceover for the intro, so we could just
Okay.
start talking. We ain't got to. It ain't got to. We ain't got to be like, hey, welcome to the. I'll do something like that later, and we'll just make it happen. But since you said it just like that, and I'll be honest with you, man. We do a little pool at work, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember my guy was telling me that he couldn't pick against Brady in the AFC Championship game. I did. I picked Kansas City, and we see how that went. So as soon as
Right.
the game was over, my thing that's what popped in my head. I was like, I'm not gonna pick against Brady. I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's tempting, but I think for me, we always talk about what's most likely to happen, right? Things that are more consistent than not are most likely to happen. Yeah, you get a wrinkle. Yeah, there are anomalies that present themselves. But the reality is that more than a week's worth of time, Bill Belichick will be able to design something that makes your offense. Doesn't mean that you won't find a way to adjust, but he's going to make your offense uncomfortable. We saw it with the Super Bowl Giants. We saw it when he's played with the Patriots. We see it every bye week. We see it all the time when the dude's got time. This is one of the greatest defensive minds that the NFL has seen. He's gonna make it uncomfortable.
So question. So if you're Bill Belichick, what are you looking to take away? Are we taking away Gurley? Are we taking away the passing game? Because the Rams have shown to be balanced as they could be during the season, but they have it. They lean
Mm,
heavily on Gurley. He hasn't been 100%. I saw a report that came out that said he was 100%. I don't believe it because he was on the bike
no,
too much last game and all that stuff
no.
like that. Now, it's nice to have somebody like CJ Anderson, but if I'm Bill Belichick and if Bill Belichick is the coaching, he has the coaching edge, what is he taking away from the Rams?
Uh, the ability to play action.
Right.
I think Jared Goff is most comfortable in play action. You shut the run down, now makes the passing a little bit more predictable. I don't know that Jared Goff, especially while Cooper Cup, has shown himself to be comfortable just as a drop back passer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if the Rams are able, I almost called them St. Louis. If the Rams are able to establish the run, I'm with you. I don't think that Gurley's 100% healthy. I think that C.J. Anderson has been a nice bump. I think they're gonna need more than C.J. Anderson in the Super Bowl. Like they're gonna need Gurley to be effective in both the ground and the passing game. They're gonna need him to score. If they're able to do that, Jared Goff can do play action. McVay's little, here and there have a little bit more impact. And then I think you see the Rams move the ball effectively and probably can do something. I don't know that you. I think the question for me would be who does Stephon Gilmore guard?
Right.
Do they put him in the slot? Um, do they put him in the slot against your boy? Uh, are they gonna put him on the outside with Cooks? Which I don't know if I don't think they're worried about Reynolds at all.
And
And not to say that
if
Reynolds isn't
McVay was
good, but I'm
smart, if
saying like,
McVay was smart, he be having Reynolds somewhere up off in there. But go ahead.
well, I mean, I think he's gonna be in there, but like, are you trying to double team Reynolds? No. So it's like, do I put my best corner on Woods in the slot, and then do I do like they did against Tyreek Hill, and do I just put my next best on Cooks and put a safety
Safety
over
over
the
the
top?
top. Yeah. So we saw at the end of the game, Super Bowl last year, that ultimately what made the biggest difference about like kind of like affecting what Brady does is pressure.
If you can get it,
If you can get it. So my thing is, so I be thinking to myself, like, thinking about a different part of the game plan is that if New England has to tell their team, hey man, we can't let Indomitian Sue and we can't let Aaron Donald act the fool all game. Would that be enough of a factor to where they can start getting some type of consistent pressure against Brady? And is that gonna matter?
Whose pass rush is better, Rams or the Chiefs?
The man. Well,
Statistically,
the
the Chiefs.
Rams' strength is not on the edge. The Rams' strength is up the middle. And I say I
Okay.
would give the edge to the Chiefs on the edge with Houston and Ford, who can't line up 4 inches on his own side of the ball. Otherwise, we'd be looking at something different in the Super Bowl. But and he's a free agent, so yeah, I'm hanging that over your head to get you over the discount. But by statistic wise, the Rams are better. But I would have figured that the situational having Houston and Ford on the edge against New England would have been okay. But I mean, it depends. If the offensive line can hold up, then what we talking about?
But that's what I'm saying. The Chiefs had more sacks this year than the Rams.
Okay.
The Chiefs didn't touch Brady one time. But again, edge rushes versus inside push. I mean, Indomitian Sue against the Cowboys, that was like the first time I seen him all season.
This is true. This is true.
So I mean, I'm not again. What's most likely to happen? I think Sue has been and has been dominant. I think he's been okay this year. Um, Aaron Donald is the beast, and then the boy they got from Jacksonville.
Fowler, Dante Fowler Jr.
I think he's been okay just coming over. Like the Rams have a good defense, sort
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
I think they're much better with Talib. I
Peters.
I don't want to hear Peter say anything else for the rest of the year. Like,
Look, that dude.
like this guy's there.
No,
Like, come
see,
on,
I
guys.
don't want, I don't want Robbie Coleman or whoever that is to say nothing else. That's
Okay,
who
first
I
of all,
don't want to say nothing else.
yeah, the
But
only person that needs to be talking on the defense is Aaron Donald.
uh,
But that's the thing. That's the thing with Brady all the time. If you can get pressure, obviously he gets happy feet, and he's not as pinpoint. He's not as controlled. He's
mhm.
uncomfortable. That's what you want from them on offense. But you also got to understand this is a different New England team too. I mean, they've been smashing people in the mouth last couple of weeks with Sony Michelle. Then they're hitting you with Devlin. Then they're hitting you with Burkhead. We got a 3rd and 5. We're hitting you with James White. Gronk is a blocking tight end now, and he can block. I mean, Edelman's killing over the middle. I mean, they're still effective offensively. Yeah, it's like, okay, if you can get pressure, then you got a game. If you can't get pressure, then you better hope that your offense does something. You better hope that New England don't score first and
Okay.
put you in the behind the 8 ball. If New England scores first, and Lord knows if they go up by double digits before you put some points on the board, you playing catch up, and it's ball control.
Yeah, yeah. I can't bet against Brady in this situation. I really can't. I know I was rooting for Philadelphia last year, and I will be rooting for the Rams. Not my team, but I'll be rooting for them. Because yeah, honestly, I'm one of those type of people that's like, I don't want Brady to win. I don't, and it ain't. I ain't trying to hate, ain't trying to salt his legacy, ain't trying to do none
Yeah.
of that. But I just don't want him to win. I don't. I ain't gonna lie. I want somebody. I want somebody to dispel kind of like this rumor, like they just unbeatable. Sometimes I feel like the people with New England fans do the same thing that like Alabama fans do with college football. They crown them before they got to play. You gotta play. You
You
gotta
got to play.
play. And I want them dudes to go out there and prove to us that they the best because see they kind of I'm not gonna say flew up under the radar, but these ain't the same Patriots. Like all that dominance, it's not exactly the same Patriots. And then we've all sipped the Kool-Aid saying, oh, they could get beat, oh, they could get beat, oh, they could get beat, and then look up, they in the Super Bowl, you know.
I didn't. I didn't sip that Kool Aid, sir. Just FYI, I did not sip that Kool Aid.
Well,
And but you are right in the sense of I think this is I guess if you want to call it the most vulnerable they've been coming into a Super Bowl in a while. But I mean, come on, like I always think everything comes down to whatever your best thing is. For the Patriots, their best thing is the head coach and the quarterback. McVay is this is his first time. Jared Goff, this is his first time. I mean, like there's no real veteran presence that's gonna be able to tell these guys what being in this game is like. And I'm not saying that they won't be able to do something, but if I was betting,
Mm-hmm.
experience means a lot in these games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this: I if we talk about consistency's sake, uh, the Rams do have Wade Phillips over there on the side, and while he is not a head coach,
He is a defensive
he
coordinator.
gets on that coordinator business on the defensive side. Like he is definitely call him a guru because that's kind of what he is on that defense. So I think that he will be able to dial up something. Um, but they always say the Patriots not gonna beat themselves. Um, and it'll just kind of that first couple of possessions will show you what this game is gonna be about.
So, let me say this, man. I said this statement a few times over the last couple of weeks, and just because I'm not a huge Brady fan, I
Mm,
said, I picked him to win. Lord help me today. But if he wins, the only thing I said this about Tim Duncan. As soon as Tim Duncan retire, unlace his shoes and sit down, he would have been the best power forward that ever played the game.
yeah.
It pains my soul and my heart to say and know and to have to understand, to have to digest and internalize the fact that whenever it is that Tom Brady unlaces his cleats, takes his gloves off, takes his helmet off, his pads off, and he sits down, he will be. People call him the greatest football player of all time. I won't go that far, but the
Oh,
greatest
stop it.
quarterback of all time. And it hurts me. And that's gonna go into another part of the conversation I want to say, but it pains me to say that now. It
I
pains
think
me.
we have to come up with some different terms. Um, like I like I think it was Max Kellerman, most accomplished.
I like that.
Like this idea of best quarterback. Like you look at Tom Brady, there's no way that you're picking Tom Brady and what he brings to the football game from a physical perspective. You're not putting him over Aaron Rodgers. You're
Mm-mm.
not putting him over
Nope.
Cam Newton. Like you're not putting him physically
Right.
over those guys. So then, okay, well, when it comes down to mm, brain, I mean, I guess there's a piece of
This is a this is a can the
no.
can the Birdman Jr. please get his chest out thing?
Go on.
I'll also take this time to tell you, like, just try to stay centered in the camera, fool. Just if you gotta move your mic a little bit just under your chin, you cool. You don't have to lean over into the mic. It's picking you up just well, but try to stay centered. But
Oh, okay.
you good, you good.
Look, I
Birdman
don't.
Jr. had to come up off in the shot. Lord help me.
I do this for fun. I don't have training like that.
Right.
Um. So I mean, like 6-4 is 6-3 is better than 5-4. Um. He'll never be undefeated. He'll never have not thrown an interception like Joe Montana. He'll suffer from what LeBron suffers from in the NBA. He's probably more like Magic Johnson. I mean, to get to the Super Bowl 9 times, like there's a lot of things that have to go right for you.
So real quick, let me interject right there because I'm glad you went there. 'Cause that's what I was about to say. It's kind of crazy how the parallel is between these greats in two different sports. You got Brady, Montana, and then you got
Mm,
Jordan and LeBron. LeBron
yeah,
been to how many finals? He went to 8 straight, or was
9.
it? He been to 9, but he went to 8 straight.
Yeah,
And he's what 3-5 in the finals, right?
yeah, yeah.
Brady is
Right.
what in the Super Bowl? Five and
He's
what?
5. He's 5-3 right now.
He's 5-3. Montana
Yeah,
is what? 4-0 with 4 MVPs.
okay. 2 or
Michael
3,
Jordan
3.
is
Jerry Rice got one of them MVPs.
okay. So he's 4-0 in the Super Bowl. Three
Yeah,
Super Bowl MVPs. You got Jordan 6-0 in the finals. 6 MVPs. So the thing about it is that people won't give credit to somebody like LeBron who will show up in your in the Super Bowl time. I mean, in the finals timeline, the way
Right.
Brady has. And the thing about it is that that's the thing that kind of eats me up about people saying, "Oh my God, he's the greatest of all time because." Da, 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 da. Well, is he the greatest of all time because he got 5 rings now and probably about to win his 6th? Because let's not forget that he went there a few other times. And then when you have people making the argument that look how close all those games were. Obviously, if Pete Carroll ain't making a stupid call, if Manningham ain't making a catch, and whatever that other boy was, they lost those. But if
the helmet guy,
Tyree,
David
but
Tyree, yeah.
but those will be wins for New England. But at the same time, that's how close a lot of those games were. Even the first one that he won, coming in for Drew Bledsoe. It's like, okay, what are we really talking about? And then that's when it goes back to something that you said earlier about when you compare his physical measurables and stuff that he brings to the game. That's what it is. Because like you said, as far as athleticism concerned, Tom Brady, I ain't picking him to do nothing because he can't scramble. He can't do nothing. There's times when he does scramble, it's probably like the most opportune time. And that's the fact.
Sure.
That's a part of his greatness, knowing when to do what. He's already gonna know. It's kind of like the same quote unquote clairvoyance that Tony Romo had in calling that game, where he was able to see what was going on before it was actually happening. That's a part of greatness. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not the guy that's gonna be quick to put him up there, but I got to. You know what I'm saying? I got to, and it's one of those type of things. And I think that's going to be interesting. Another conversation for another day that, when LeBron starts winding down, what are we talking about? You know?
Hey, let me pause for just a second.
You good, Doc? Lord have mercy.
Can I say hi to him? What's up, Uncle Cliff?
What's going on, boy? You doing all right?
Yeah. We had basketball games today.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You had a tournament. How many games you played?
Well, Bryce had a tournament with his team. I had a little game.
Okay.
I could have got a ring.
What? So what happened? What happened?
So Bryce's championship game, he could have won, but
leave the microphone alone. Put the mic down. Hey, hey, baby, y'all be careful. What's going on, Avery, baby? I see you. I see you. I'm glad you ain't got no ponytails in your hair. Bye bye.
Okay.
Why you can't need good help? Okay. Sorry.
No, you good. You good. You good.
Don't get me started on the NBA.
Yeah, no. We can't do that. We can't do that in this one. Let's not go to the NBA. Let's not go to the NBA on this go around because it's gonna be we need to do something soon. We probably need to do something because we'll see what when this trade deadline come up. That's what we'll see. It's just to see if there's any action. Porzingis, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Yeah, just don't. We're not gonna get on the NBA. We're not gonna get on NBA. We're not gonna get on the NBA. Okay. So you got Brady. You got the Patriots hands down.
Yes.
You don't get the Rams no shot.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just picking the Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's gonna be close.
I can see it being a close game, and like I said, I'll be rooting for the Rams. If they got to kick the last minute field goal to go in and win by 1, by 3, whatever, I'm all for it. I shouldn't wish that upon the Patriots. They ain't never did nothing to me, so it's cool. But I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have no horse in this race. So I'll just be watching the game. I'm not necessarily rooting for the Rams or wanting to see the Patriots win.
Yeah.
But I can't pick against Tom. Hold up, in the dryer.
Can I get the air mattress?
Later.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. I promise you.
No, nobody else has to deal with it.
Every day is one day closer to them getting out of the house. They're a
Fact.
day older. They're grade. They're a day older. They're grade.
That's a boy. Whew.
uh, do you? So if the Patriots win, are you looking at Brady being the MVP?
No,
Okay. Like who you think
no.
would be Edelman?
I actually think it would be like Sony Michelle or somebody. Like I
Okay.
really think it'll be one of those. Like I can even see Rex Burkhead scoring two random touchdowns, a clutch touchdown at the end, and him getting MVP. Just the way that they utilize their pieces. Like you never know who's gonna have the game or who's gonna have the play. But I don't think it would be Brady winning MVP.
So let's see, because I know before, I know in the past we've broken down some stuff like kind of like offense, defense, special teams, coaching, and the X factor, and kind of like
Mm.
appointed those to the different whatever. And it's kind of tricky in the sense because even if I was to go on a limb and say I give the first three checks to the Rams, offense, defense, and special teams, the one that I
Mm.
always will give to New England is the coaching. And that can
Fact.
make all the difference.
Yeah. So Brady's a better quarterback because of the experience. You give him
Absolutely.
the edge over golf.
Absolutely.
Same with Belichick. Defense. I mean, it's not like New England's defense is great,
Right.
but I've seen teams put a point or two up on the Rams too. We ain't also finna act like they defense is world beaters.
Absolutely.
They got they got
They
a lot of big
rank
names.
yeah, they rank lower than what they supposed to with like what you just said with all the names they got on that defense. They should have had a better ranked defense per se, you know.
Yes, I'm gonna get that a push. Um, Special teams. I mean, neither special teams is spectacular. I
Right.
think you can make an argument for both sides. We get that a push. So what we talking about now?
uh,
Offense.
when you say X factor, well, the X factor, I would say would go kind of like what you lean to when you say Brady with experience. That whole team with experience. That's like an X factor. That's. I mean, Gurley can't count as an X factor for the Rams because he's just their running game per se.
Right.
The only other X factor that I can put in there, which really, like we was talking about the quality of the defense, is if they win the turnover battle. If the Rams come in and cause a fumble, intercept two balls or something like that, and they turn that into points, it becomes a game. It tips to their favor. But I don't know if they're a ball hawking defense like that. And it ain't gonna be no more calls like that in the New Orleans game. Ain't gonna be
No,
no more missed calls like that. So
no, that's not
yeah,
gonna happen.
yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I'm gonna give the X factor for the Rams to Wade Phillips.
Okay,
I
okay,
think I think that if they're to have success, it's because he's drawn up a defense that has really confused and confounded what New England wants to do. Um, that's a super. I mean, that's a super duper X factor. That's a where you find that at type of X factor. But I think what he's able to draw up will be important for them.
this is what's scary. This is the kind of stuff that you can't fall into. So we can sit up here and we know statistically and even almost by the eyeball test, Kansas City ain't got no defense. So whenever
That's,
they when they went up when they went up against New England, it was a shootout. But
mm,
look, I mean, we talking about 4, 6, maybe 12 inches D Ford not lining up where he needs to go. That game is totally different.
yeah,
And it's not because he held or if it was illegal hands to the face or he did something like, I mean, he literally just lined up wrong, which is just as impactful, just as rudimentary, something that you're supposed to know, whatever. That defense. So when you look at that whole game as a whole and say Kansas City put together a good defensive game, we could easily say hands down that although the Rams should be better, they're definitely a better defense than Kansas City. So we would expect for them to have a better impact on the game, but that's where you got to be careful because it's not always the case. That fool Tom Brady liable to get up off in there and run a track meet on them fools, and You know, and that's the scary part. That's the scary part.
Right. Because what I would also say is, while the Kansas City defense is certified trash, I'm talking about land of basura.
Basuda.
Jared Goff's not Pat Mahomes either.
Yeah.
So again, when I think about what when are the Rams at their best, I think it's when they got that play action game working. So the inability to establish a run will be very problematic for Jared Goff. They establish a run with anybody, whether it be Gurley, Anderson, or both.
Right. It's the fact that they're establishing the run game.
Then it becomes a problem real quick. Wait. What's the need, man?
Huh?
You don't need the mattress right now. You're gonna survive without the mattress for 5-10 minutes.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm trying to, man. What I'm a part of something else that I don't want to have to deal with is Tom Brady winning this 6th ring and the Patriots winning this ring, and just all the like just that kind of like, don't ever throw rocks at the sun. It's kind of like, yeah, I know they good, but it's like, I don't know. I just really think that they beatable. I don't want to have to look at this. I don't want to have to put up with this stuff. And I just hope. I mean, and again, it's like I said, I know what my football sense tell me, and I know what my good common sense tell me. New England's gonna win the game. That's what I picked.
Right.
That's just what it is, whatever. But I got this little strand of hope. This little strand, because again, just like in the Patriots Chiefs game, one play could have made all the difference, because that was a blown call. I don't know how in the world they miss it, whatever, and they ain't gonna have the nerve. They don't call it in the game, but then they penalize him for the 2 of the things that he did wrong in that play. They find him for helmet to helmet. You didn't make a pass interference call, but you find him for helmet to helmet, which is another call you could have made in the game. So you blew 2 portions of that one play, which just makes no sense at all. And I really hope the NFL don't open up that Pandora's box. I don't know if it's worth it. I think Skip Bayless had one of the best suggestions, maybe review some stuff, or being able to review some stuff with X amount of time left in the game type deal situation. But yeah, I mean, we very much well could, literally 2 plays, we could be looking at Kansas City and New Orleans in the Super Bowl. And that's who I had picked anyway. And for me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, it came down to 1 play. But I just hope the Rams.
That would have been a Dallas Cowboy Buffalo Bill type of game. That would have been the Washington Redskins, Denver Broncos Super Bowl. There's no way the New Orleans would have beat the Chiefs.
No way.
No. Even with it as bad as the Chiefs defense is, Drew Brees, boy, you talk about a cliff. He fell off of it.
You think so?
Hard. The second half of the season was terrible. Terrible. Last year they was a run team.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, whatever. We're not talking about them.
We're not talking about
them. They're gonna be watching the game. They're gonna be watching it just like a.
But yeah. If the Rams, I don't know. I just hope whatever it was, because it kind of intricate in the Cowboys Rams game in the divisional round, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Rams got back Whitworth at tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you that the Dallas Cowboys defensive line, let alone their offensive line, couldn't do nothing all night, and especially on that left side where they got Whitworth and Saffold, and it's a problem. It's a problem.
Not to turn this into a Dallas Cowboys fest, but I have not seen that defense get pushed around like that all year.
Oh, I'm talking about straight outclassed. I'm talking about like they couldn't do nothing.
Like you expect Dak Prescott looking terrible. You'd expect Cooper, who made a splash, to fizzle out. Like you would expect all of that. I wouldn't have expected the defense to play as they played. That was just whatever. We don't need we don't need to lament over that either. That
Right,
was just atrocious.
right. But yeah, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, it really ain't. As far as the Super Bowl is concerned, I don't even, I can't even keep up with all the people performing because it's supposed to
Yeah,
be
are
a
we
whole.
still are we coming for Gladys's neck? Are we still not doing that? We're not coming for Gladys neck for singing the national anthem? I mean, because
Listen,
they was coming for Travis Scott. I'm just wondering, we're not coming for Gladys?
listen. I don't listen. I didn't heard X amount of people on the pre thing and what I mean. You either got a hard stance against boycotting the NFL or you don't. And then and if you ain't boycotting, then you should do whatever you go do. If you gonna make your money, make your money. They're not going after Gladys neck, and they gonna let Gladys sing because it's in Atlanta.
Right. I'm trying to for the folks who was coming for Travis. We're not coming for Gladys because Gladys not popping right now. like, I mean,
I think. Well, see, the controversy with Travis has something to do about initially when he went up off in there, what he was talking about, and then whether or not he did or did not meet with Colin Kaepernick. That's what I think was some of the discrepancy in some of the story was. I didn't do a whole bunch of research on it, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but what I believe was that supposedly the story was he went up off in there. They said, we want you to perform. He said, look, I'm standing with Colin Kaepernick. And if y'all ain't doing this, and this, I ain't performing. I didn't talk to him. I didn't did all sorts of stuff. Colin Kaepernick came out and said, I ain't talking to no Travis Scott. I don't even know what his real name is. I don't even know where he's from. Nothing. And so then it was kind of like, by that time, he had already secured the bag. So it was kind of like, so Travis, what you talk about? Like, and it's one of them type of things to where it's like, I don't see Travis losing any fans because he's performing at the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know. Unfortunately, that whole
even if
thing
he
I
did,
watched.
even if he did lose fans, he ain't losing the ones that count.
And that's that. And that's that. And please believe. Uh, I personally, maybe I just didn't put enough thought into it because I think not so much that they two separate things as far as wanting the best thing for the black community and race relations in this country, and then
Mm.
playing football. It's kind of like when I say I love both, or as a black man, of course, yes. And then, but I love football. And it ain't this thing where it's just kind of like I'm this crazy fan of, blah, blah, blah. No, I like the art, like the sanctity of the game, all that good stuff like that. And I applaud Colin Kaepernick using the stage. I think, I don't see why people get upset for the attempt to bring awareness. That's the part that I'm tripping on. Like, y'all mad because this man pointed out there's some problems, but then the other people just kind of be going flat out, well, I'm a boycott. Okay,
Right.
but you gotta make it make sense. I get it, but you gotta make it make sense. But I don't want to be judged for still watching football or the Super Bowl.
Well, judge me. I'm still gonna watch it. I, I mean, and there are guys who look like me in the NFL still who need the support of the owner's paycheck. So if the ratings go to helping them be able to feed their family, look, I feel like I'm doing the win-win.
Right. 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 I'm not one of these type of people that think that those guys should be thankful or grateful or whatever. Those dudes work hard, to play football, whether we talk about football, basketball, we could have all those conversations. But whether I tune in or not, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It does, but I think that one day if the unprofessionals get big enough, maybe our impact on our stage will make a difference. I would hope so, but I would
Right.
want everybody to know that it's a personal decision. Where you feel on it. I don't think Travis Scott, Gladys Knight, any of those people Any of those people. Because just as much as there probably should have been something like a Kaepernick situation that happened a long time ago, the fact that it's good, the fact that some people think it's bad, the truth of the matter is, if Colin Kaepernick doesn't do what he does, then we're looking at these people performing at this event as an honor. Because
Right.
that's what it's normally circulated with. Unfortunately, everybody that we can assume that there are people that have strong feelings towards race relations trickled all the way up through from the league office through the ownership all the way down to the water boy. It's somebody probably with some negative mindset or something like that, as in terms of white, black, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. But just as much as it's a free world to think that way, it's a free world to be employed, by those teams and by the league and to do whatever. And I guess it's one of them type of things where it's like, yeah, you don't like it being secret, but if they are not actively discriminating, actively attacking, or actively doing something to somebody, that's one of the things that we basically live with every day. And it ain't been enough people that argue about that. I know I've worked many a job. When I got my first job at 16 years old working at McDonald's, I didn't ask the Mexican dude who was on fries next to me, do he like black people? I didn't. We was making fries. I mean, and again, it's one of them type of things that as you get older, you're saying, man, that's crazy that I could have been working next to somebody that quote unquote had these, stereotypical beliefs about me and didn't like me. And that's kind of wild and crazy. And I'm glad that, the situation didn't escalate. But at the same time, we was just in there making fries.
Right. Trying to figure out when the check was going to come.
I'm trying to tell you, we both fight for ours.
I ain't eating Papa John's no more, just saying.
Right. No, see that. Yes, my Negro Spidey sense kick in, and I ain't messing with Papa John's. I'm always use my common sense. Yes, you best believe that.
I don't care who you fire. I'm done with y'all. Unless you want to sponsor.
Right. Unless you want to spike me. Make me Travis Scott to where I can't turn down the check, know. But yeah, man. I guess this is kind of like our little first one or whatever. Any other thoughts on the game? Because it's in my time zone, it is getting a little late. I gotta wake up early in the morning for work. Any other thoughts on the game?
No, I will say I wonder if we'll see Jermaine Dupri, Ludacris come out at halftime. I wonder if there'll be a little welcome to Atlanta flair that'll just randomly show. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some exotic entertainment, or at least a depiction thereof. Just because it's Atlanta and Travis Scott, I know he into the whole art background type of thing. Like I could see his particular portion looking something like Magic City. Oh. I could see that. It wouldn't.
No,
I would not put it past.
Wait a minute. Wait. I think they still support the Super Bowl being a family. Like you ain't got to go check with the CC or whatever that.
If Lady Gaga can come in off the top of the stadium, then Travis Scott can allow. So we were just trying to make a way in this world. Just a few seconds of stage time on one of the biggest stages of the year.
So let me make sure I'm understanding what you're telling me. What Caesar's telling me right now, he wants Travis Scott to come out with the exact same staff of City Girls in their video to come out and perform halftime. He wants 50 Cent to bring his $30,000 in ones that he just won in the court settlement or whatever that was, that lawsuit. And that's what you want. That's what you want at halftime, just because we're in Atlanta.
No, first of all, don't be putting words in my mouth. I said I wouldn't be surprised if. I didn't say I wanted it. We definitely don't need to be flown out to Atlanta like the City Girls. No. But no, I think the Patriots win. I think it's close. I think it comes down to a couple of real close plays. And I think we see Tom Brady hoist another championship and preparing to go back to the league next year.
Yeah, like I said, it pains me. Yeah, I really do think it's number 6 for him as well. Game decided by a touchdown or less, 7 points or less. Yeah, be rooting for the Rams, and I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at anybody rooting for the Rams. I say go ahead, root for them. Get your money's worth. But I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you on the social medias. I don't just keep that energy right. Do it all before the game, during the game, fine. But when it's over, if it is indeed the Patriots as won, don't talk to me about the NFL being rigged. Don't talk to me about how you just hate Tom Brady. Just swallow that pill and keep it moving.
Well, let me say this. You will see on your timeline, there's going to be some kind of Saints meme. So it's going to be some New Orleans people Twittering and Instagramming. It's going to happen. If you look at these stats from the second half of the NFC Championship, put this way, you're going to see it. You're going to see
Yeah,
it. You're going to
right.
see it. You're going to see when Breeze play against defenses that feature three defensive linemen under the height of 6'3", then it's gonna be all that. It's gonna be all that down to the nth. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just be
I'm
prepared.
definitely not trying to get no more from them.
Yeah.
Y'all have had y'all time to moan and groan.
You thought it was something. You thought it was something when people was running around with a President Obama birth certificate in them Ziploc bags trying to talk about it. It's gonna be some people that's gonna have their tickets from the NFC Championship game in the Ziploc. This is proof, and I have video on my phone that shows. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Straight up and down. It's gonna happen.
Not looking forward to that at all. Shout out to all the people with their squares. Hope y'all hit tomorrow. Um, you know what?
Somebody go get some money.
You prop bet people. I hope you I hope you thought very short and quick with it. Study long, study wrong type of deal. But hopefully it's a good game, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not boring and over at halftime.
Well, I don't think
Either
it'll be
way,
boring. I think it can borderline be just as exciting as last year. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Any other NFL maybe snippets, tidbits, anything that struck out to you? We can hit on real quick. Any coaching movement, player movement. What you call it got a mess on their hands without going into deep. I don't know. I don't understand how you could be the Steelers and then all of a sudden now you the Steelers, and it's like,
My
okay,
God.
that's a
You
mess.
know, where do you start? Who do you blame? Um, yeah, I'm not gonna touch that one right now. Let's just let the dust settle on that one.
Um,
Um, how about Nick Foles getting the franchise tag
I saw that. I think
in hopes that they trade him? Stop it, Philadelphia. Yeah, y'all might as well also just say, and we putting Carson Wentz on the trading block just to see if anyone's interested. Like, come on, who franchise tags the backup quarterback?
it's a unique situation, but nobody does that because I can't remember because he's under contract, or is he a free
Yeah,
agent?
no, he a free agent, but yeah, he's a free agent, and he came out and said before or like right after they lost that he would like to be a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
First of all, Nick Foles, you still Nick Foles, bruh.
Listen.
Like we're not gonna act like you were a great starting quarterback.
Don't
You
mess with
struck
this.
lightning in a box.
Don't mess with this man's money. Don't do it. Don't mess with
I'm
this
not
man's
messing with his
money.
money. I mean, look, other people. Jeff Garcia got paid. I mean, I'm not suggesting that the man can't get paid. Somebody want to make that deposit go ahead, but let's not act like we're still not dealing with a 500 at best quarterback. 16 games and 6 games was two different bodies of work.
I'm with you. All day. But there is going to be a team that's not going to want to pay no money to the likes of people like, or not trade to give up assets for people like Flacco, who could be on the move, uh,
Oh, he's
Eli Manning, uh, Nobody's going to want Blake Bortles, but I'm naming teams that are going to have opportunities to look to say, okay, we're going to do this. Whether or not Arizona think that Josh Rosen, we going to roll. Um, people in Tampa Bay got to make some decisions. It's going to be somebody that's going to say, yeah, this guy's like 500. He's a backup quarterback, but we going to have to put him in there because guess what he can do? He can win the big game. He can win the big game. He can take the team on a playoff run if that's what you need at that quote unquote stability at quarterback. Somebody's gonna do it.
Okay, he can play well in the playoffs, but can he get you there? Can
Listen,
he get you there?
I'm telling you what they gonna say. I'm with you. I mean, if me and you was some executives and we was GM or
No,
something
sir.
like that, we
Nope.
not giving up no big time
At all,
assets for Nick Foles. I'm
sir.
not
I'm not
starting Nick
giving up.
Foles.
I'm not right. I'm not giving up any assets for Nick Foles.
Well, I'm not starting Nick Foles. Nick Foles can come be my backup. That's what
What?
Nick Foles can do.
That's exactly what he can do.
He can come
You
be the
be my
backup
back.
on the team. Period.
Okay. Cam Newton had another offseason surgery. You worried about Cam?
They said that he was already making improvements. I don't know what that means. I don't know what kind of surgery he had, but um, I say like this, Cam fully healthy is already kind of like iffy on accuracy or whatever. I do think that we have seen Cam at his best, and when he's doing that and he's accurate on his passes, that team is deadly. They've got a weapon with McCaffrey and everything like that. I think that they will always be somewhat looked upon as a better than not defensive team as long as they have Luke Kuechly. So if they can protect him and he doesn't have to run as much and he ain't getting banged up, I think that the quote unquote the sky's the limit, quote unquote. But I have to see what he looks like throwing the ball at the beginning of the next season. I mean, I don't know. I'm not worried about him. Am I worried about him? To answer your question, no. But at the same time, Cam is Cam is Cam. And I think that he can only ascend back to what we saw him in whatever that year was. He won MVP, whether it was 15, 16, or whatever that was, that he won
Yeah.
MVP. I still think that he could reach that level of production. But he gonna have to do something. He gonna have to do something different if he made it back to the Super Bowl because they got embarrassed. So,
Facts.
so
Lamar Jackson. You a believer?
The only reason why I'm not a believer is ain't got nothing to do directly with Lamar Jackson and his set of skills. It has more so to do with the reluctancy of an NFL team to redo a playbook to support a quarterback like that. Period.
Mm. Well,
The
John
closest.
Harbaugh
Go
just
ahead.
no. I said John Harbaugh just got a what 4-year
He
extension.
just got a 4-year extension.
He better figure it out.
And I'm going to tell you, the closest that we've seen to supporting a quarterback with those type of skills is them couple of 3 years when Colin Kaepernick was acting a fool and they made their Super Bowl run. That was the best use of hey, this is the type of guy we have, so we're going to install this type of offense, and this is what we're going to let it do, and we're going to ride off into the sunset. That was the best I've ever seen it done. I don't know if somebody be willing to do that. I don't know if that'd be somebody be willing to do that.
Teddy Bridgewater get a shot
In New Orleans?
anywhere.
If we're talking about a starting quarterback for next season, yeah, he can get a shot. Not in New Orleans.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, not in New Orleans because Drew Brees ain't done yet. So, I mean, depend. If I'm him, I mean, he needs to consider that. I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if he's an heir apparent. I mean, he still has youth on his side, but I don't know if he could sit possibly another year, 2 years waiting for Drew Brees to, sign his swan song. But somebody, yeah. If I'm desperate and it got down to the midnight hour and I'm Jacksonville, bring him in, let him start for me. I don't care. It's better than Blake Bortles.
Mark the tape.
Who?
Mark the tape. The San Francisco 49ers will be in the playoffs next year. You heard it here first. The San Francisco 49ers will be in the playoffs next year.
I have no problem with that statement. I have to go back and look at what their defense did and what it's projected to do.
Cliff,
Hmm.
the Kansas City Chiefs won the AFC West
Mm-mm.
number one seed this year. Are we
Mm-mm.
really talking about the defense? Drake, really?
But look, bro. But this is what. But see, when you say it like that, what you're telling me is that not like Jimmy G and Patrick Mahomes, two different types of quarterback, right?
Sure.
But both of them have talent, big time. If you ask me, they have big time talent. So if everything rests upon Jimmy Garoppolo and he gonna be coming back off the ACL, I don't care what nobody say. That first, ask Carson Wentz. Look at Carson Wentz. Look at Carson Wentz coming back off the ACL. So all I'm saying is that, and then let's not get it twisted. Who is San Francisco's Tyreek Hill? Who is San Francisco? Now, they do got
Chris
Kittle,
Godwin.
huh?
Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin ran the third fastest time at the combine in NFL history.
Chris Godwin. Is he on your? Would you draft him to your fantasy team?
Or not Chris Godwin. My bad. Marquise Goodwin.
Marquise Goodwin. I'm sorry. Okay, you're right. Right. Marquise Goodwin.
No, I
Now,
would not draft. I would not draft Chris Godwin. He's terrible. No,
you
he's
would
not
draft
terrible.
Marquise
He's not
Goodwin.
terrible. Marquise Goodwin played well this year when he was healthy.
Okay, so again,
I'm just
is he
saying.
Tyreek Hill? I'm not saying he has to be, but is he Tyreek Hill?
Okay. Cliff, how many catches Tyreek Hill had in the NFC Championship, AFC Championship? How many he
I
had?
don't know. It wasn't enough, obviously, but he got schemed on. He got taken
Okay.
away.
So anybody could be taken away.
Okay, so you got George. Oh, okay.
Get what you need. Hurry up. Here.
Uh, you were saying that
Between Goodwin, Kittle, Matt Breida, your boy when he got hurt, but when he comes back,
Jarvis McKinnon,
Jerick McKinnon.
Jared McKinnon.
I mean, they have their Kansas City light.
Now I will agree on that. But okay, and this is my other thing about San Francisco. One of my ex coworkers, old boy Matt. Matt was a San Francisco fan. And this is something that San Francisco suffers from. They ain't been right since Harbaugh was gone. They ain't been able to get that right coaching wise. So now I have to whoever the coaching staff is out there, I have to have confidence in them. I agree with everything you just said. Garoppolo, Breida, McKinnon, Goodwin, Kittle. Definitely enough talent. Definitely enough talent to light up the board, to put some points on the board. They put some points up on the board this year. Definitely. Definitely. Who's in their division? The Rams?
Rams.
The Rams, Seattle, and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They still gonna have problems in their division with Seattle and the Rams.
Right, but potentially they have the same situation that the Patriots have in the AFC.
Right. Right.
I mean, you're gonna get 2 automatic wins with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So as long as you split with the other 2,
right,
and then win at least 5 other games, you playoff bound, baby.
I mean, I'm not saying I agree or disagree. The big question mark is Garoppolo, but the big question mark on that whole team is health. Garoppolo, Breida, McKinnon, and Goodwin, like we just said, all dealt with something. And then I
Right.
still need to see what the defense talk about, because I don't care what nobody say. Your defense could be trash, but your defense gonna have to make plays. Your defense is gonna stop some conversions on third down. They're gonna have to do it. If you ask me, somebody like Kansas City, they did enough. Because what they did make up for conversions, they got in turnovers. But then guess what? D4 can't measure. D4 can't do what he been doing his whole life since Pop Warner, and that's line up on his side of the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Last one for me. Kyler Murray, football, baseball.
Well, he declared for the draft, didn't he?
He declared for the draft, but I mean that don't mean nothing.
When I read an article and I watched a couple of exposés or whatever, not on him, and when you really start talking about, I think for him it doesn't. When I say it doesn't matter, it don't matter what he plays. I don't think it matters to him what he plays. And what I mean by that is that it don't matter if it's football or baseball that quote unquote puts the food on his table. His decision is going to be fast money or slow money. And that's what he's going to have to determine. My question is that I've seen a couple of these people in baseball get extended. I've seen some of these monster contracts come out. If I'm making 20 plus, 25 plus, $30 million a year playing baseball, that works for me in essence of the fact of what? It's low. It ain't that bad on my body. It ain't taxing. It's a lot of games, but it ain't taxing. But how long does it take me to make that contract if I don't make an immediate splash as a rookie? If I got to go play AAA ball and got to get called up, what that mean?
Well, I will tell you what it means for him and what it doesn't mean for most. The boy got $4.5 million off top guaranteed. Like that doesn't happen for every player that gets drafted in MLB. I mean, it's something about him. People say he good. How long he'll be in the minors? I will say baseball is kind of they've kind of, depending on who you are, they're willing to bend and move you through the pipeline quicker if you show some ability. They don't like it because they don't like the control. They don't like to lose the control. The faster you come up, the less control they have over your service.
Right.
But in the case of like a Bryce Harper from years ago, they had some untimely injuries. He was killing, and it just made sense for him to come up to the club. I don't know. I've heard, he loves football, and that's why he even declared for the draft, and maybe he doesn't want to play baseball. Whatever. I just found it interesting that we even having this conversation with a guy who was supposed to just go back and play his senior year with Oklahoma and try to win a national championship. Now you declaring for the draft, and people talking about possibly you going as the number one pick to a team that's already got a quote unquote franchise quarterback.
That's a little overzealous. I don't know about all that, but I mean it's a curious case. I think the guy's heavily talented. I think that he could be successful at both. I mean they said that he's 5'9"ish, 5'10"ish. I mean that's very very small. Didn't seem like that mattered at Oklahoma.
Drew Brees with speed.
Huh?
It Drew Brees with speed.
But Drew Brees is 6 foot. 6 foot and 5'9" is two different things, brother.
Allegedly.
Do you think?
Allegedly.
I say it like this, and it kind of goes with what that quote or whatever that John Gruden says, where Kyler Murray make him throw all his conventional thinking out the window, or whatever. La la la. I'm paraphrasing. Unless you are a franchise that is prepared to revolutionize your offense and your offensive thinking for a player like Kyler Murray, don't waste your time. But if you are that team and he has that opportunity, put him on the field. He gonna dust up somebody.
Yeah, he ain't Lamar Jackson now. The boy can throw from the pocket.
Oh, for sure. For sure, I even think Lamar can throw a little bit, and it's kind of like that Michael Vick
A little
thing.
bit.
Like he has skill throwing the ball, but he's
A
not a
little.
pocket passer. If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kyler Murray is a quarterback. Like he understands the cerebral part. He's just not a good arm that can throw it on a frozen rope. You know, that's kind of, as we talked about Cam earlier. That's kind of like how Cam's so big, so strong, he can't help but throw a pretty ball. But is he making the right throw all the time? Is it on the money all the time? You know, exactly. Kyler Murray is a little bit more of that type of quarterback than those two guys, than a Lamar Jackson or a Cam Newton. But one of the detriments, I don't know, I'm just talking about size here. Manziel got chewed up because he's little. But then you look at somebody like a Baker Mayfield who's not necessarily, skyscraper. And so I'm always, and I mean, if you're talking about a football, baseball, I mean, I'm always wanting to see the guy play football. I always want to see Dion play football before I see him play baseball. I don't care how many stolen bases he got. I want to see him run this kickback and watch them neglect the whole side of the field the whole game. And then they get lucky, or should I say good lucky, they get happy and throw to him the one time and then he intercepts the ball and runs it back for a pick six. That's what I want to see. So, yes, I want to see Kyler Murray scoot like a water bug across the field, make linebackers look stupid, outrun safeties. I want to see all that for sure. But I mean, if you want to take a chance on him, take a chance on him. It'll be revolutionary though. It won't be anything conventional other than the fact that he's a great athlete. But nothing about what he does, the position he plays, says anything conventional about conventional football thinking. So, you taking him?
There you go. Well, there you go.
You taking him?
I'll draft him.
If I'm Miami with like the 13th pick, I'll take him or whatever they at in the mid first round.
No. I need to. I can't take him in the first round if I don't know exactly what this means. And this, like, I need to know where you at with the baseball thing, bro. Like, I can't waste the first round, second round draft picks. They're supposed to turn into players for your team. Like, I need to know where you at.
You don't draft him in the first round, he don't get no money.
And then here we go again with another executive call. I guess there's one player who I won't be drafting.
But yeah. So